All right, so we're going to work on subtraction with regrouping. This should have been this is a review from last year. We're going to look at a three-digit number, take away three-digit number. And let's, for review, make sure that we know the place value of this number. So 342, this means that we have 3 hundreds. This is in the hundreds place. This means we have 4 tens. This is in the tens place. And this means we have 2 ones, and this is in the ones place. So ones, tens, hundreds. When you're subtracting, when you're adding, what place do you always start in? Do you start in the hundreds, tens, or ones? So if you thought you should start in this column, which is the ones place, you were right. So you always want to start in the ones place and work your way across to the left of the number. And so we want to take away this number, and it's too large to do it in our head, so we are going to start with the ones column. We always start at the top number. 2, take away 6. Never 6, take away 2. We never ever work from bottom to top. You can't do that, and it's a common error that kids make. Always take away the top, take away the bottom. 2 is smaller than 6. We know that we have to borrow. We have to borrow from its neighbor, the tens place. So here, because we're taking away 1 10, so here we have 4 tens, but now we have 3 tens because we're taking 1 10 away. When we take 1 10 away, we add 10 plus the 2. So 10 plus 2, if we added it up, would be 12. That's why we put a 1 right by it, because this is 1, 2 is 12. So then we can subtract 12, take away 6. 12 take away 6 is 6. Now we're ready to go to the next column in the tens place. 3 take away 7. Can we do it? No, we can't. 3 take away 7. 3 is too small, so we have to borrow again. So here we're borrowing twice. We're regrouping. So we're going to take, this is 3, it's in the hundreds place, so it's 300. So we're going to take 100 away, and it's going to be 200. And since we're doing that, 100 is 10 tens, so 10 plus 3 is 13. Now we have 13 tens. So 13 tens take away 7 tens is 6 tens. We can do it because that top number is larger. Now we can go to the hundreds place and subtract 2. Take away 1 is 1. So that is a very quick review of subtracting and regrouping twice. Sometimes you don't ever have to regroup, and sometimes you'll have to regroup. Let's go ahead and erase all of this. This might be a faster way of doing it. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna now we're going to subtract with zeros when you have zeros. So let's go take a look at, let's say we have the number 703. Take away 78. Again, we start in the ones column, always and forevermore. 3 take away 8. 3 is too small. 3 is smaller than 8, so we have to regroup. Well, 0 is nothing, so we can't regroup the 0 yet, but we can if we go and regroup again. So you have to go 2 columns over if it's a 0. If it's a 0, you can't. 0 is nothing, so you cannot borrow from it. 7 is going to become a 6. And because this is a 0, so 6 is a 600s now. So we borrow 100. 100 is 10 tens, so because this was a 0, we can say this is a 10. And then we have to borrow one more time for to give it to the ones column. So if we borrow 1 from it, it's now 9 tens, and we've given it the ones, 10 ones. 10 ones plus 3 ones is 13 ones. So now we can subtract every single column without having to regroup anymore. 13 take away 8 is what? 5. And we can subtract 9 take away 7. 9 is larger than 7. 9 take away 7 is 2. And 6 take away nothing is just going to bring down the 6. So regrouping with a 0 is a little bit different. Let's go ahead and do another one with zeros because when you subtract those zeros, it always throws everyone a lot of students. We're going to go ahead and subtract with 2 zeros this time. All right, 600, take away 123. Start in the ones column. 0, take away 3, we cannot do that. So we have to regroup. Well, we can't borrow from the 0. 0 is nothing, so we have to borrow one more time. So make sure it's always a number, not a 0. So if it's a 0, you're going to have to borrow, regroup twice. So 6. So we had 600s, now we have one less hundred is 500s. We borrowed 100, which is 10 tens, which we can make this 10, because this is 10 in the tens column. Well, we have to borrow one more time because we haven't borrowed yet to give the ones column. So we borrowed 110. 10 plus 0 is 10. So now we can subtract. 10 take away 3 is 7. 9 take away 2 is 7. And 5 take away 1 is 4. And that is how we subtract with 0 when we're working with zeros. All right. Have a great day, and let me know if you still need help with regrouping when you're subtracting. Thanks.